really observe my right hand, it's not really doing anything. It's just doing. Yeah, do we have it? You two got to try, right? So let's go whilst he tries. 6, yeah, 6. Yeah, I'm hearing the ghost notes. Good. And one technical thing you need to take note of: make sure your ghost notes and your main notes are not resonating on the same volume level. Yes. So do we have this technique? Okay. So now let's try to add the second note. After playing the 6 twice, 6, 6, then you play 2, 2, then we go, yeah, 6, 6, 2, 2. Thank you. Then yeah, 6, 6, then 2, 6, 6, 2. Do we have it? 6. Okay. 2. Okay. So let's pause. Let's pause for a brief announcement. There is a new link, so we all have to share it so that viewers out there can also see what is happening here. Okay, sure. Now, I hope we all have the rudiments on how to. Say again. Oh, okay, yes, but basically, this is what we. This is the movement. And then, don't worry, the only important thing for now is that you need to understand how it's done. But with time, you would be able to, play it more, comfortably. Yes. So with this, it is, most people ask me sometimes when I post videos online, it's a technique I use more often. And I feel the reason why I use that technique is that I feel it's more groovy. So I would choose that one over maybe playing a lot of scales in sometimes. Let me give you another demonstration of how important that thing is, that technique is to me. Maybe you have a normal bass line like this. 1, 2, 6, 2, 5, 1. You see how raw it sounds? But let me fuse that technique. I'm not playing any scale low. So you see, it sounds full even without any accompaniment. Yeah. There isn't any scale yet. Okay, so let me slow it down so you realize that it's the same thing we were learning. So that's the hand. So my thumb is doing the notes. This is the basic. Re, do, so, la, mi, re, la, do, re, do, so, la. Yes, so once you add the ghost notes using that technique to it, it sounds like it. That explains it. And maybe to you guys out there who are finding it difficult to play the palm muting, you can use the normal regular blocking, and then you can use the normal blocking, and then you will still be fine. So this is how we do. You are still going to block with your thumb, but this time around you wouldn't position your hands like this to mute the string. So the normal fingering style we all know, the normal fingering technique. So let's see how that one is going to sound like. So this is how it's going to be like. I'll just use my thumb to pluck the main notes, and then the other fingers. Actually, I use these three, my thumb and the two other fingers, my index finger and then my middle finger. That's what I use to play. So I use 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And if you want to be able to achieve this, you can start with a simple get one note. Go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. If you do this for some time, you will be able to now use it comfortably. So with time, you'll be able to play faster. Okay, so that is just with it. Okay, so let's have some silence. This thing, Richard Bona has been doing that a lot, but he uses 2 fingers. But some of us who are not that fast, we need to use a cheat. Yes, so I just sat down to practice to use 3, and then I realized it wasn't enough, so I used 4. So this is how I do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do it fast, so once you yes, so just don't be discouraged. It took me time to be able to achieve this. So you need to be, yes, can I have some silence, please? You need to be intentional. That's the word. You need to be intentional. Get about 10 minutes out of your practice time. Anytime you sit, just try to use, if you need 3 fingers, use 3 fingers using a metronome. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. With time, it will become part of you. When you are playing, you will be using the 3 fingers like unconsciously. If you want to use 4 too, just sit 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 4 fingers. So that is it. That is it about it. So we are now coming to look at how to use the normal fingering method to play that simple groove I played. So we have your thumb playing the main notes. So you go. So this is normal fingering method. So your thumb does the main notes, and then the 2 fingers, I'm playing key C, okay? Yes. So your thumb does the main notes, and then the 2 other fingers will do the ghost notes. So you can take it slow for the start, and then with time, you'll be able to achieve the speed that you need. I hope we've learned something new, yeah? So this is it about being able to use techniques to enhance your play, right? Is anyone having any questions yet? Any question? Say again. No, this is not juju. This is practice. Yeah, Igweje, I like what you are doing. Yeah, Igweje is sounding exactly like me now. Oh, whoa. That's it. Okay, can we have some silence so I take some questions? Yes, please, your question. The notes I'm using. It's 1, 5, 6, 3, 2, and 6, 5, 2, 1. So re do so la mi re la so re do so la. Yeah, but I mean this is just for a demonstration purpose. But you can also choose your notes that you can feel comfortable with. Yes. Yes. Okay, with the left hand, you will not fret any notes. It will just mute the string. Like you guys have been playing the normal ghost note. Yeah, just this normal. So the only notes you fret is what you will be playing with your thumb. So I hope we get a concept, right? Any more questions? Yes. Let me take this question.
Question is, how well do you adjust the pickup balance?
Yes.
To sound well.
Okay. This is a very good question and a very technical question. Every bass guitar, every brand of bass guitar has its tone. And then, in as much as the guitar has its tone, the tone itself comes from you, your playing style. Because there have been some practical examples that, let me narrate this story which happened. I went to a place It was a crusade. A friend of mine was playing the bass guitar, and then he was on stage. Yes, he was on stage playing, and then he saw me and was like, "Oh, you could come take the bass and then play." My first three notes, the combo C's, with the same EQing, everything the same. I just took the bass like this and played. But the question is, what happened? Now, your tone comes from your fingers. Yes, your tone comes from your fingers. And then last year, during this bass camp that we had Kwesi Ako. Yes, shout out to him. He was here. I happened to visit him some number of times in his house. And I noticed one thing about him technically, that if I'm with him in the house, the same bass guitar I'm playing, everything being the same, once he takes it and then he plays, it sounds different. So I asked him, "How are you able to achieve this?" And then he laughed. And he asked me why I'm asking him that question. And I said, "I want to know." So I want to share what he told me. He said when he is practicing at home, he uses a combo do, but the volume is very minimal. Doesn't open like we can hear ourselves now. Just open it a little bit and make sure that when he's playing, he can hear himself play. So that gives him a very strong pluck. So anytime he's playing, when he gets, whether the instrument is good or not good, as for his fingers, the tone, he knows he's worked on it, on them. So that is how he's able to achieve that. Then I also took that as part of me. So anytime I'm practicing anything, I just make sure my volume is down, and then I play hard enough so that I get the finger strength. And this is something which is actually happening nowadays, that most of the guys out there, we guys out there playing, play very soft, hiding behind amplification. When it happens that way, you will never have a good tone. And those people always complain about bass, and then they need a good bass. No bass is good and no bass is not good. Everything comes from you yourself. This same bass that I'm playing, somebody can pick it and it will sound better or worse, depending on how you decide to go about the whole thing. So with the pickup balancing, personally, I prefer it's always in the middle. That's me when I'm playing. It's always in the middle. And then any other dynamic stuff that I will need, I'll do it myself. For instance, it's in the middle at the moment. Playing around this side. We see how it's sounding. Yes, so playing around this side. The same bass. I've not changed anything. And then, so you have to know how it sounds like playing around here, and then. So maybe I can play something like this. So you have that round sound. Can have that. Depending on what you want to sound like. So everything comes from your technique. So this is preferably what I do. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, but I have a follow-up question.
Yes.
Okay, so it means that for every particular technique you are playing, the position of your right arm, you are a right-handed bass player.
Yeah.
The position of your right arm, very important.
Exactly that. That is something that we need to really pay much attention to. Sometimes I see people playing, every 5 seconds they touch the knob. Every 5 seconds they touch it. I mean, if you've worked on yourself, you will not be doing that. If you will be doing that, then you will know what you seek to achieve. Yes. So your right hand, very important. You need to know how to position it at what time. Any more questions?
I have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Oh, guys, like I'm taking up the show.
You are part of us. Yeah.
Okay, so as much as you are using your right hand, okay,
Yes.
much as you are using your right hand, we have parts of the finger that you're using. We have the pad type, that is pad of the finger,
Yes.
and then the tip of the finger.
Exactly.
Can you explain technically on particularly the technique that you use? Okay, whether you use the pad of your finger or the tips of your finger.
Okay. So
Yes, for the plucking hand.
for my plucking hand.
Yes, not the left hand.
Okay.
The left hand, I'll come to the left hand.
Okay.
But I want to really, maybe we share for the class to understand whether you're using the pad of your finger, this is the pad, or the tip of your finger.
Okay.
Because I know that also contributes to. So kindly help us, Ziko.
Okay. So now with these two parts of the finger, the pad side and then the fingertips, what influenced my choice as to which particular part I should use is knowing how I want to sound like on a particular note. For instance, with the same groove I'm playing, if this, I'm using the part of my, that is this side, not my fingertip, this side. It gives me a round, wholesome, heavy sound to buttress the rhythm I want to use. So now let's see how it will sound when I'm using my fingertip. So, depending on how I want to sound like, if I want to, I know maybe we are playing a song, I'm playing this rhythm, and then it gets to the verse. The vocalist needs to be heard. So I would then switch to the part of my fingers so that I would have a mellow sound to groove with. So maybe I have a very mellow sound, a very warm sound, so that the vocalist could be heard, the lyrics. Then maybe when it gets to a high part, I want to pass a phrase that I think needs to fill in a certain point. Then I would switch from that part. Let's say so if I want to maintain my rhythm, I would then use the part of my finger. And then if I want to play any phrase that needs to be articulated, I would use my fingertips so that the articulation will be very clear and punchy. Yes, so this is what I do. And then in as much as I'm playing, I think about all this, when to do what. So it's just not playing, but I mean, there are technical elements that comes in there. Yes.
All right, so, yeah, that's a powerful and intelligent answer. Okay, is my face showing? All right, so, no, you're not done. Okay, so I think what we have to do is that when you are practicing, you need to use every resource that you have, okay? If you have to practice here, practice here, practice here, okay? And master every part, because as he was saying, if you don't know all those things, that's when you have to be turning things to get a particular tone, but you can get a lot of stuff from your fingers. Is that okay? And then with the picking hand too, you need to understand the advantages of whatever, even when you're playing here, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages, okay? when you use the pad, you may not go as fast as when you use the tip. All right. So if you are working on your speed and you are using your pad, let's say you are a tip player and you want to master the pad, there will be some sluggishness. But you need to understand that if you master both of them, your tip is going to be averagely like faster than the pad. But the tone that you will get when using your tip will not be the same tone you will get when using your pad. All right. So to be a master or whatever, practice with your pad as well as with your tip and know when to use which one because of the sound you want to hear. Now, before engineer asked the next question about the left hand, I think that one too, it's important. I advise that when you are practicing your scales, all right, whatever finger exercises you are doing, use the tip of the fingers to fret. It's difficult. It's not easy. Then when you come to maybe the string crossing stuff, then you have to learn to use the pad to bar, and so that when you have to, fret chords, you can actually bar 2 or more notes at the same time. It's very important to learn how to use the how do you call it, tip. Now, when you use the tip also, when you master using your tip to fret, it gives you advantage on like when it comes to speed than pad. All right. When you use the pad, you are going to get a more rounded and heavy sound. So don't